taking the liberty of presenting these slides on behalf of National Center for Excellence in Advanced Research on Anemia, and Professor Shashikant and Dr. Pandav, who have been seminal in establishing this center at AIIMS New Delhi, which has a mandate of providing technical inputs to Government of India regarding Anemia Mukt Bharat program. Next slide, please. Just to put it in context, all of us are aware anemia broadly had three domains of causation. One is nutritional anemia, genetic hemoglobinopathies or hemoglobin disorders, and infectious disease. Roughly all these three contribute equally, and they do vary from geography to geography. We have to understand that anemia, iron deficiency anemia, and iron deficiency are a continuum. And when we talk about any iron fortification program, we are not looking at only anemia, but also at a large submerged group of iron deficiency. Dr. Umesh Kapil about the functional aspect. So iron deficiency also is well documented to be associated with a lot of functional and cognitive impairment. In fact, the association of iron deficiency with cognition has been documented to be even stronger than the association with iron deficiency disorders. Next slide, please. With this realization, Government of India in April 2018, Honorable Prime Minister launched Anemia Mukt Bharat program. And one of the 6 interventions of the 6 into 6 strategy was provision of iron fortified food in public sector programs, which included MDM and ICDS, which was already mandatory. And under this program, this was extended to food being provided through health facilities or health program also. Next slide. So this is a famous iterative loop which Dr. Pandav has very fond of using it. So research to policy to program. So what our group has been trying to replicate this model in anemia understanding also, and it was very heartening to see the newer research and evidences being presented today, especially the large effectiveness trial from Uttar Pradesh, because what we have, a lot of efficacy evidence are available which document the success of double fortified salt and improving iron indicators. But what we have been missing is the effectiveness trial and these recent trials, one from UP, and we are looking forward to some hard evidence from the NI, from MP and Gujarat, which could further buttress the effectiveness trial evidence, because as they say, there's a slip between the cup and the lip. We do have efficacy evidence available, but if it can be buttressed by good quality effectiveness trial, that would strengthen the program. Next slide, please. This is the recent framework that WHO gave, and they have been using it in their guideline development framework, where they talk about evidence to decision-making framework or the DECIDE framework. And the first and foremost is the certainty of evidence. If you do not have the certainty of evidence, the remaining 6 paradigms or criteria become redundant. So what I perceive today, we are discussing more on certainty of evidence, both from efficacy and effectiveness. And the study today presented does buttress it. And all other issues that have been discussed regarding the balance of benefit and harms, values and preferences, acceptability of intervention, resource implications, equity and feasibility, they are sort of a downstream indicators. But if we have a consensus among the scientific community on the certainty of evidence in the usability of DFS or food fortification, iron food fortification for anemia and iron deficiency, then we should proceed to next parameters. Next slide, please. The current evidence on DFS is robust as far as globally is concerned. There are around 10 to 12 trials available, and these are the 2 recent systematic reviews that have documented and collated the recent evidence available. One is by Maria G. Ramirez group from Emory University, and another one was by AIIMS group. So these have conclusively established that sufficient robust efficacy evidence are available, which showcase the need for having a double fortified salt for anemia and iron deficiency. But at the same time, these 2 reviews, both of them had a similar conclusion that we do need large effectiveness trials. Next slide, please. So with this, I conclude. And one of the things I was asked was to speak on distribution of DFS. So it has been a well-established knowledge, and a lot of stalwarts are there, Professor Pandav, Dr. Madan Godbole, I see Michael also there and Dr. Umesh Kapil. It is a well-established fact the salt is a supply-side commodity. So unless until you strengthen the supply side of the double fortified salt, the other demand side component will not pick up. Other speakers before me have reiterated the need for effectiveness trials, and I think increasingly new evidence is up, so that can be further strengthened. And as part of the NCRA and Anemia Mukt Bharat community, we do strongly believe that iron fortified foods do have a significant and important role to play as far as anemia and iron deficiency are concerned. The level, the coverage can be debated, but I think scientific community should come out strongly in support of food fortification as one of the intervention. It cannot be the intervention like it was the case of iodine. It has to be one of the many intervention. I'm always like to be reminded that iodine was what we called a angel's micronutrient. Behaved well, it has all the good qualities. Iron, on the other hand, is what we call a devil's micronutrient. It has so many problems with it. At the same time, in current day and scenario, we cannot afford country having a 50%, 60% anemia levels. Some interventions are warranted. Anemia Mukt Bharat has been a good journey in that direction, and we hope that nutrition and public health nutrition community would come forward and support us in this endeavor. Thank you so much.